I'm just not a snappy enough editor to seamlessly phase post-beard me and pre-beard me back together again. Days have passed, events have transpired, and we are once again going to blast. So, join me for the last 9 shots, I hope, of the River House project. It's not super impressive, but you can see that whole wall move, which means that whole wall is loose. Five, four, three, two, one.
It's such a lovely noise. It's just fingers on the chalkboard. So I could tell from the machine that some of the bigger chunks were loose. I just couldn't seem to hook them and pull them out. That seemed to be kind of a theme for this chunk of rock, even before we did all this extra blasting, where they'd wiggle, but they were, stuck in there. Additionally, you'll watch the machine slowly slide down the hill, so I have to constantly reset it, eventually culminating in me breaking a track pad off. Though I don't take 100% credit for that because it was very clear it already cracked. I just finished it off, so I'll have to find a place to get a track pad from somewhere. I know you can run them without or with a broken track pad, but pretty hillbilly-ish, But anyways, got this cleaned out enough that we could at least get the transit out and make some more measurements. Although it was good fun just turning the kid loose with a hammer and a set of spring wedges and watching him have at it with his usual gusto and enthusiasm.
Shay's doing a great job breaking up the loose rock for me. It looks like I'm probably gonna have to shoot 2 more holes. According to the transit, it's just a little bit too high. I might try the jackhammer, see if it comes off in a big sheet or not. But yeah, that was a snap surprise decision, but I'm glad it's done. And I think so is the video. Thanks for watching. What year is it? The astute amongst you might notice some time has passed. You know, not that I owe any of you beautiful people a video on a regular basis, but you know, a school teacher, and we went to remote teaching, and it means that I sit in front of my computer all day, and I just couldn't bring myself to film and edit, and then every spare moment was racing back out here, and it just wasn't worth it. So we have made some big progress. This isn't the only change from, you know, which for you was like a minute ago. The forms, at least the perimeter wall, are in. So I've got a full perimeter, goes all the way around. And I've got, I don't know, a third of the distance I need to do with the inside perimeter. I have just spent 2 full days drilling for pins. So in an utter fit of overkill, I have gone every 2 feet and drilled down between 28 and 36 inches, depending on how hard the rock was. Every 2 feet I have done that, and it'll be basically centered under the outside edge of the wall. And I will grout in pins so that we are tying all the various nefarious rock layers together with a physical steel tie. 3 dozen of them, 4 dozen of them, something like that. I lost count. It took 2 full days. And then the entire rock perimeter has been meticulously cleaned, scrubbed and vacuumed so that we don't even have dust, if I can help it, in there. Concrete's not going to stick to dirt, right? So all that had to come out. And then I drilled an interior set of pins to match the exterior set of pins, but they're only about yay deep. And I will grout in smaller pins for those. I've given a bunch of these scrap, and the scroungers amongst you might be able to figure out what they are, but they're overkill. That's what they are. We have got the bump out in. It required drilling and blasting and breaking with the excavator and then re-cleaning everything. But that gives us 8 feet right there, and then now the house. I compromised with Danny on the size, going bigger. She compromised by letting me make the exterior look what I want. So, whatever. But the second story will now come across at this farther back level, and I don't know, it added like 200 square feet to the house, but made her happy. But yeah, that's what we've been up to out here at the river house, fighting rain and mud and broken equipment sometimes, mostly of my own doing. I have resharpened my DeWalt Swiss cheese drill bits so much. They don't have any life. They don't drill a big enough hole anymore. So they start to bind, you know. When they were new, I got maybe 9 to 10 holes without binding. And then on the resharpening, I got, 7, and I'm down to like 3. So, but whatever, I got a lot more life out of those. I should put a video together on how I sharpen STS Max bits. But yeah, it's been a long slog. The entire house drainage system is in. So this is the low and the main one. So this will drain almost all the water from up there, plus the roof down. It's all 4 inches. Captain Overkill. It's all 4 inches. And right now it ties into a giant dry sump right there. Once the house is built, I'll dig the dry sump out and attach to the line, and then run it over the hill. But for right now, I needed it to function, even though it wasn't done yet. So that's how I handled it. Just staggering overkill, all of it, just staggering overkill. This is the dry sump, and it goes all the way down to bedrock, out into here, so that I can tie into it. Refilled the whole thing with crushed rock I made myself. So I had to build a grizzly. There's been so much that's happened since the last time you saw me, like 4 minutes ago now. Had to build a grizzly for the rock crusher, and long story short, it was a pain in the ass. The whole process was a pain in the ass. That black culvert you can see right there, because you're not supposed to build forms over the top of something that hasn't settled, right? And I had to keep going. So what I did is I refilled it. That is a 10-inch drain tile, essentially, that goes all the way down to bedrock, and there's a pin in the center, drilled into the bedrock. And when we pour concrete, of course, it'll fill that, and I will have a concrete pillar, so that even if this were to settle, that goes down to bedrock the whole way to the house. Will sit on top of it. So, yeah, it's in and basically level. The way I've done the forms, it'll be very difficult, if not impossible, to get all the pieces of wood out in a lot of the places, but I don't care. I'll just bury it. I'll just bury it 3 feet down. Who gives a crap? Some of that over there will be buried 4 feet. I'll get what I can off. People kept talking about making sure I built it in a way that I could save the wood. What wood? What am I going to do with all these little tiny chunks of crap? So, yeah. It's not quite a time lapse. It's more of a time jump. But that, my friends, is the end of a beautiful month out here at the River House. Keep staying safe, okay?